Hello everybody, you're here with Cle de Peau Beauty with Claudia Lara, your host. Thank you very much for tuning in. So this is a follow-up because I was trying two foundations, one on each side, if you saw my previous video, from Chanel. But in this video, we're gonna be trying cheek and lip balms or cream products for blush and lips. So if you're interested in this, keep on watching. Just so you know, what do I have on each side? So on this side, and we'll keep watching how they perform throughout the day. So on this side, I have the Chanel Vital Lumiere Aqua. And on this side, I have the new number one, the Chanel. I'm showing you just so you see the name. The number one, the Chanel new foundation, which is clean beauty, and it has a lot of skin properties based on the new technology and mostly on the flower camellia, red camellia. I have to keep reading it because for some reason I messed up the name every time I mention it. Anyhow, we'll be watching how they perform, if there's a difference, and if you want to see all my thoughts about it, there's a video on that. All right, moving on. So if you saw my video where I was featuring all the new products from the line, the number one Chanel, which I speak about each of the skincare steps and products, and I am wearing it today as well, and then concluding with the foundation, which so far I really like. But the other product that the line includes is this lip and balm. Now, what do they call it? The letters on it are so small, but look how beautiful that is. But it is, and I had it on my computer, but it is a tinted lip and cheek balm. I think that's what it's called. And there are 6 colors. If you want to see the swatches, there is a short video with that. And the one I have here is Lively Rosewood. So if you watch that video while I'm doing the first impressions, I describe this a little bit of waxing texture as you're picking out the product, but once you apply it, it doesn't feel like wax, it feels more creamy. Now, it doesn't feel very fluffy and light like the Rare Beauty or some other new products that have come up. But, so there is creamy, but it's waxy. And then, of course, let me just put a little bit here. And in that video, I apply it with my finger and then the other side with the brush. And we discover, or at least I discover, my preference was with the finger. Obviously, when you're out and about, perhaps that's not the preference because your fingers might not be so clean, but so I will carry a brush with me. However, at the beginning of the application, like I'm doing now when I have clean hands, I do prefer it. Why? Because it spreads the product a little better. It looks a little more natural. And I can spread it up a little bit here and there so it doesn't look just in that area. Of course, you can do that with the brush, but the color payout was a lot more with the brush. So perhaps if you are a little more medium skin, you will prefer that. For me, I like this a little light color, and I'm gonna bring up a little bit to my eyelids, and that's about it. I'm gonna put a little bit on my lips. So I'm doing this because as I talk to you, I want to talk to you with a little bit of color. Actually, I should have put a little bit of mascara. I mean, it is a beauty channel after all. But I did want you to see the foundation by itself, and I wanted you to see how I apply the product. What else I have on my face on top of the skincare, the number one Chanel new skincare, and then the foundations that I described. And I also use a little bit of the Soleil Tinted Chanel. I think this is the only bronzing product that I own from Chanel, and obviously I love it. This is the older formula. I don't know, there's been a lot of controversy if the new formula is similar, or some people like it, some people don't like it. I think if you never knew the older formula, you'll be okay with the new formula. For those of us that try the older formula, perhaps we, change sometimes is not the greatest, especially when you love a product and you're used to a product. But look, I'm so far from finishing this product, and so far it's not drying off. So, hey, I don't have that issue. So I have a little bit of this bronzing cream as well. And then look how beautiful. So that's all I have. And probably this is how I will run my day. I would include a little bit of lip liner just because that's my preference, and perhaps a little bit of mascara. So that's about it. But we're here to compare, right? So let's do a little bit of swatches. So the first, I'm gonna swatch what we just used, which is the Lively Rosewood. Look how beautiful that color is. It's a little bit more red, but I did try. They had a very peachy sort of color, and that one was very peachy. So it will not work for me. I think, and there's some comments that I've seen on my videos where they say that why Chanel hasn't come up with more pinks and mauves. It's true, it's true. It's interesting, this whole thing, because I believe most people prefer the peachy golden tanning sort of thing. But people that have a little more cooler tone like myself, and we want a little puff, you know, we don't just want the back sort of framing, which is apparently what most people like. We want a little bit of here, right? So who knows what the trend will come, but so far what I've seen is we're going more in the darker background framing. Thus, if you saw my video on the new La Paz Chanel collection, let me just show you if you haven't watched it. They came out with 2 blushes. One of them is very peachy golden, which again with the golden peach, and the other one is this, which is very terracotta peach golden, but in a darker form. This is not, some of you asked me if this one was like a older blush that Brune something that Chanel had that looks as dark as this, but I was at the boutique and no, it's not similar. The other one was a lot more brown and muddy. I don't like to use that word, but that's the word. Like I could not have been wearing that very darker color, but this one I can. It actually comes in a golden sort of terracotta, beautiful, more bronzing than blush for my skin color, right? So we are deviating from the theme today, but since that collection just came out, I wanted to mention it, and you can always go and check out the video on that. So moving on, another comparison I wanted to do, so we have the new tinted. Now I want to do one of my favorites, or one of YouTube favorites, which is the Cle de Peau, the cream blush. So I have 2 colors on this. Which one? I think I would use this one because this one is a little more peachy and neutral. You see the color, and this one will reflect a little bit more of the one I just got. Of course, they're not the same color. This is more pinkish. They're not the same color because then why would I get it, right? I mean, I already have a lot of makeup, but so see, that's very pinkish. So you're looking more of a pinkish sort of look. There you have it. And this one is number 2. I haven't found the names. I describe it, it's 1 through 4, but they do have a name, I think, but it's number 2. I'll swatch this one next to it just in case. I think this is number 4. Now, the consistency of this, right? There you go. Maybe it's a little bit lighter. So the consistency of this, and that's what I was referring to. This one doesn't feel waxy. This one feels fluffy and light, and it doesn't feel sticky, and it slides very nice. I think I prefer this consistency, even though it's a little waxy and you can feel a little stitchy, just because with this one I feel like, am I applying anything or not? You know, it's so light and fluffy, but it is nice. And by the way, the other day I applied this, and you know how I mentioned that cream blushes usually start dissipating on your skin, so they don't last. This one lasted. I don't know if it was because on top of a foundation and that made it long last. I will have to try it on bare skin, which I know a lot of us like to do as well, and let you know. But so far on top of foundation is really long lasting, because after many hours, and I'm talking 5 hours, I still saw where I had applied it. So that's a big plus so far. I don't think I can say the same of the Cle de Peau, but or the Prairie. Let me just show you the Prairie. This one's, you don't hear much about it. It's a great brand. I think some of these cream blushes, they have actually discontinued, unfortunately, because this is one of my favorite. Why? I don't know. And this one I do apply it with a brush. Let's see how it is with my finger. I don't even remember how it feels with the finger. Yeah, it's creamy. Ooh, it's creamy, more than waxy, more than fluffy. Look at that. It does sort of resembles the Cle de Peau, right? But this color, guys, is so perfect on my cheeks. It really brings a very natural look for me. So it is a shame that they are discontinuing this. I'm like treating it as if it's, like a precious item. I've had it for a while now. I'm talking years. And look, I still have plenty. So I'm sure it will last still a little bit. No scent. Oh, and does this one have scent? I know you guys ask a lot about that. This one, I mean, if I really put it close to my nose, I get a little hint and you'll be surprised. It smells a little tiny bit. I don't know if it's like a cherry or like a watermelon. I mean, don't even want to go to call it like a bubblegum watermelon or bubblegum cherry, but it gives me, but very, very, very slightly. And I'm very sensitive with others. So maybe you don't even smell it. That's how light it is. But for me, I can feel it towards the end, a little bit of that watermelon cherry sort of, I feel it in the top of my palette, just so you know. Now the Cle de Peau, yeah, I very slightly, almost not there. And of course, one of those elegant fragrances that these brands have. This smells a little bit like a lotion would smell, but very, very lightly. I hadn't even noticed. If you guys hadn't asked, I would not have noticed, because it's not something that when you open it, it gives you that thing. But now that I put it to my nose, yes, I can slightly smell something. Now, let's move on. Another one of big time favorite is the Westman Atelier. Now, I have like 5 colors, but I'm pulling out the ones that I thought were more in this sort of, I mean, there's a doo-doo that might resemble more that. Maybe I'll pull it out. But what I pull out was Petal. Now, Petal, let's put it right here. All right, there you have it. It's very interesting because Petal, when I apply it, I do have to dissolve a little bit because if I apply it, I can see the color. But once I diffuse it, I feel it's barely there. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know if I can do that with this ones. Again, because the consistency, and I don't want to say waxy, it just feels waxy, sticky, but the consistency is there and it stays. I mean, look at the color payoff. It's still there. I think this one's, you apply it, the color is there, you dissipate it, it sort of blurs, and then it sort of, is it there? While this one, I can see where it was applied. The same with the Cle de Peau, I think, that sort of thing. And I'll see if I can diffuse it a little bit in my hand so you know what I'm talking about. Now, what I want to do is just make sure that I know which one is which. So let me put, it was this one. And then which one was that? Or it was this too? All right, so give me 1 second, guys, because if not, oh, somebody's honking out there. All right. So this one was this one, and the Cle de Peau, where did I left it? The Prairie. Okay. I have to put a diagram on the floor because if not, later I won't know what is what. You've been watching, you know. But, so another one that is a favorite, and I wanted to bring it up, is the Shiseido. We haven't talked a lot about Shiseido, although one of you mentioned it and said they didn't like it because it has some kind of sparkling to it. And then when you applied it, then when the sun hit, you could see those sparkling and you really didn't like it. I haven't experienced that. I haven't worn them that much either. And now I think they're discontinued. So I was feeling a little, didn't know to bring it up. But if you have them, that's why I wanted to bring it up. Now, I'm having here the Setsuko, number 7. I think that's why this got discontinued. I mean, look at the consistency. This one was a very interesting thing. It reminds me like one of those pink cotton sweet candies, but imagine when you wet it and it just looks kind of like, ugh. I mean, doesn't it? It looks messy. It looks like that. However, I really liked the way it applied. That's why I got 4 colors of them. And actually, I don't remember if it was the 7 or number 1. I think number 1 was such an original color and it really complimented me. And that's why I got it. See, this is very fluffy and soft and nice to the touch. And it really spread out nicely. So I'm gonna spread them out a little bit here, fade it away, just so you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna do that to all of them. So you know, once you, you know, spread it in your cheeks, the color that it starts grabbing. I'm doing that little by little. Hold on. And, okay, and last, just one more, okay. All right, so I want you to see, like that one, look how it starts going, right? And then this one, look how it starts happening. So this one is a Shiseido. You see what I'm talking about? Very healthy looking. And I don't see those sparkles on this shade. Maybe the number 1 had a little more golden sparkles, but so look how beautiful, look how beautiful. So this one is the La Prairie. This one is the Westman Atelier. And now look at these 3 colors. So this one is the new Chanel. This ones are the Cle de Peau. So I just want you to see at the end how I start spreading into the skin, how that's looking. You see, this one is more predominant. And I'm telling you, it stays in place. This ones, you see how it can start spreading out. Same as this one. You see that? So that gives it a more part of your skin sort of color. This one you can tell I apply something. So it doesn't become like I have nothing on and it's just the sun hitting my skin. However, I actually like this because it's precise, it's nice, it's elegant. The other ones, I feel more like a beach girl, which nothing wrong with that. I live in Miami and I like it. Or more salvage, sort of, you know, this is how my skin looks, whatever. But, you know, the way I apply my makeup, especially if I'm having this foundation, you know, nobody will believe that. Nobody will believe that it's just the sun and my real skin. I mean, come on. Seriously? Even though it looks radiant, it looks healthy, it looks nice. I mean, look. Right? So, but it's elegant looking, it's clean looking, it's nice looking, and that's about it. No, this, I woke up like this sort of thing. Right? So is there any other, let me see if I just have the Tarta Harper. Give me 1 second. Okay, we're in luck. So I did find the Tarta Harper. And we're in luck because this is another big time favorite. Favorite in the sense that it's been out there forever, right, guys? I mean, there's certain products. This Clean Beauty might be new for Chanel, but it's not new to a lot of the brands. I mean, the other one that comes to mind immediately, and the reason I don't mention it much is because it's hard for me to remember the name. I have a hard time remembering the name. So I apologize for that, but I should mention it a lot more. This one. So what's it called? Gyre Wise. There you go. Gyre Wise, if I could remember that. Because this is a Clean Beauty line and it's been for a while. And so I don't have any of her blushes and I've heard amazing things. I was so tempted. They have right now a trio where it comes like a bronzing, pinkish, and then a highlighted in one. I was so tempted to get that, that I just didn't, but I want to. It's just I have so much, and when am I going to wear all this makeup? I want to wear it. Like this side, I mean, obviously this is the Vital Lumiere Aqua, still one of my favorites, and still will be one of my favorites. But for a day, everyday look, I mean, look at this. I'm really liking it. So instead of replacing my Vital Lumiere foundation, I think I might get the #1 Chanel. So I invite you, well, let me not invite you to get it just yet. I'm going to do a follow-up. Let me at least try to wear it for a week, right? I mean, at least. All right, so what else? I think that's about it. The other ones that I don't have that I do want to try is the Victoria Beckham blushes. I've heard great things about it, and I have one of her lipsticks, and I really like the consistency. So if the blush is also kind of a lipstick format and you can just apply it and do it like that, as most of her line is, it's almost like a very easy, basic, fast. I'm starting to get where she's going with her line. I like it. It's just when I went to order some of her blushes, the ones I wanted were out of stock, so I couldn't get them yet. But you know, I got all her eyeliners. If you want to see a video on that, you can. So I've been liking her brand more and more. There you have it. All right. So I think that's it. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. There's one of you that asked me, you wanted a very pinkish sort of lip look. And I'm going to do now a video on a lot of very kind of pink lip sort of looks with different brands. So if you want to watch that, I invite you to. That's what is next. But I'm mentioning it right now because look how beautiful pinkish sort of look this give. And this was the Chanel, and it is supposed for that. And it is longer lasting. It's not like many of these other ones that are chicken lip, and they don't last that long, especially on the lips. And this doesn't taste bad or uncomfortable, or because sometimes they advertise as lip and cheek, and it works for the cheek, but once you put it on the lips, it's not that comfortable or something you look forward or last. In this case, this one I think is a winner. The rest of the colors, I think there's another one that was lighter than this. Perhaps if this is too much for you, that might work. But I don't know how that will show in the lips. So this is a good combo for some color, and look at the lips. I love it. So that's one thing. But if you want to watch, and I will have some Bobbi Brown, some Dior, some Chanel, some Tom Ford, sort of pinkish, light sort of looks, keep on watching. I'll also mention the Chanel New, the Coco Rouge, and the Coco Balm. So we'll be talking about that on the next video. So far, I think I cover what I was supposed to. So I hope this was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please ring the bell in the right-hand corner of your screen. And please comment below. Request, suggest, keep the conversation going. I like it. And comment, which side do you like best? Which foundation do you like better? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.